And I go, can you please call me? And I was on my way to the shops and she called.
This is Live and Let Be
with Liv and B.
Oh my God. Was it quick? Was she quick to call you or did she?
Yeah, it was like, a couple hours or something.
That's not quick, B.
Oh.
I was thinking like you've sent your number and she's called you.
Mm-mm.
Nah, she would be working up
She's
the courage to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And still at this time, I've got old mate trying to have normal chat, sending me reels, thinking we're having banter, fun, whatever. I'm like, mate, you have no idea what's going on right now.
No idea.
She calls me and I'm in the car and I can hear in her voice, she's like worked up. Like she's like hyperventilating almost. And I'm going, Jess, like just, I said, are you guys sleeping together? Have you slept together? She said, yes.
Oh my God.
I know. And I was like, how long has this been going on for?
Were you holding it together? Like, were you just in shock kind of?
When she said how long, then I like broke down.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Because I'm still thinking, oh, maybe it's just that one time.
Yeah. Well, of course.
Like, is it? I don't know. And I go, how long has this been going on for? And she was like, 5 months.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That has been my response this whole time, but holy fucking shit. Like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So the whole time before you went to Europe, the whole time these engagement chats were being spoken about, he's sending photos to your mum.
Yeah.
Where is his guilty conscience? Does he think that he has the right to like live this life and have this scenario going on?
Yeah.
Wait, so that means going back to that night that he came home at midnight.
Yeah.
They potentially were sexual.
No, they did. They were. So they slept together that night. And then he came home to me and slept with me as well. Yeah. Yeah. After me consoling him fucking vomiting.
That is sickening.
Yeah.
That is sickening. Like absolutely revolting.
I'm laughing because it's so fucked.
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah. So I break down. I hear how long and I'm like, oh my God. Like And then I'm like, when did this start? Like, how did this start?
But you
what
also
the
would
fuck?
have been filling in gaps for like...
And I said to her, you know me. I said, you've met me. I said, you've met me with him. Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
And she's crying. And I'm then being nice to her, which...
No.
But like in the moment, I'm like, I get, like, she speaks for herself. Like what you've done, that speaks morally who you are as a woman. Like you knew I was with him and you still did what you did and you were happy being that person. That's on you. Like I don't need to fucking give it to her because I'm like, I'm not in a relationship with you. I'm with him. And like, if you want to go about that, cool. That's who you are. We're very different. But in that moment, I was just like, she's like, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. I won't talk to you. I said, oh, it's a bit late to not talk to him, but whatever. Thanks. And she told me everything. Details.
Oh
Yeah. And it's like sickening. Like it's gross.
See that this like she does have a guilty conscience because like sharing all of the information and like speaking your truth somewhat does set you free, but like in this instance it doesn't really lighten the load.
No.
But she's obviously trying now to right her wrongs.
Exactly.
By sharing.
Yeah, and I honestly, I truly believe that if I didn't find out the way I did, he never would have told me. Like he never would have admitted that that's why we broke up. We would have just broken up for some reason that he would find an excuse to break up because he felt obviously so guilty. Imagine walking around with all that guilt, and he would have gotten away with that. So she's told me every detail. And
Were you asking questions or was she sharing enough?
I was asking questions. She was answering.
Okay, so first of all, your ex has a job. He's got a daughter.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah, apparently. Everything's apparently now.
Yeah.
But like, he's got a job.
Yeah.
He's leaving the house to go to this job.
Yeah.
He's looking after his daughter. He's, you know, you kind of know what's going on. So was it playing in your mind like, when is this happening?
Yeah.
When are you making time for this?
Yeah. And that's what I was asking her. I said, when did you guys meet? And she told me on a night out they met. Like they already knew each other again because she was seeing his cousin. And they were all out. And the first few times it was more so just partying together, not touching each other or anything. And then it got to that point, and then it started becoming like every like fortnight they would sleep together. And it would be at times he would leave work during the day and go and see her.
And then go back to
and
work?
then go back to work.
Oh my God. Brother, where
and then come home and go to the gym, or sometimes he would say he's at the gym but he's not. He'd be with her and then come home to me and I've just made dinner.
Oh my God, sickening.
There'd be other times where it's like, and the reasons why I would always say, like, people always ask, and I can hear everyone saying, like, did you ever have a feeling, or did you ever think that he was cheating, blah, blah, blah. My thing of like reassuring myself that that wasn't happening is I would always say, everyone knows us. Like, if he's out, I would know. Like, if he was with someone else, I know where he goes on a night out because my friends are out and they'll be like, oh, I just saw
someone
that
him. You know mutually would be
know
around him.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, so whose lips are being sealed
Well,
when he's leaving? I suppose because he's doing it at work.
But other times it would be there would be people that would have known his best mates, who makes me feel a bit sick. But again, you know what they're like. They're always going to take their mate's side. Like,
yeah.
And there'd be times where I don't think he would tell a lot of his mates what he was doing. Like, it was easy for him to sort of do that without telling a lot of people because they would be like, we're with B. Like, there was up until that moment, we were all together, like having these amazing chat. It makes me, yeah. So she told me every detail and I go, oh my God, okay, fuck. We hang up the phone. I call Mum. I'm bawling. She's like, oh my God, what? I tell her that he's been sleeping with someone else for 5 months. And Mum is like bawling. And she goes, all right. At this time, I still have I live with him. So I have all my stuff at the apartment. So she goes, let's go to the apartment, get all your shit. And by this time, he knows nothing. He doesn't know that I know. So we've gone.
But you've got receipts.
I've got everything's there. And I'm like, so I go, it's like you go from being so sad and like distraught. And then I went into the next phase and it was like anger and I saw red and like at the apartment, I don't even remember. I don't remember anything of being up there.
You would have just been rapid speed. Like,
yeah. Fight or flight. I'm getting all my shit, like everything. Don't remember any of it. And then it went to like just numbness. Like I felt nothing. And I was just like speaking like how I am now, normal. And I'm like, okay. Calm. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to see him. I'm going to message him and be like, let's go for a walk. And Mum's like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do that right now? And I said, yeah. I said, let's make this the day of the fucking day.
Of the end of it.
Of the end. And I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
I didn't want the back and forth. I said, let's just fucking get it done. Tomorrow I wake up and on to the next phase. So Mum goes, all right, if you feel like you can do that, then go do it. So I message him and I was like, hey, let's meet up when you finish work. Let's go.
He has no idea.
He has no idea. He has no idea.
So he's probably like, oh my God, she wants to hang out. She wants to see me. Yes. Cheering.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we meet up, pull up next to each other, get out of the car, chatting, small talk.
You played it cool, eh?
I played it cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, come into my little trap.
Step right in. No, I played it super cool, and I just felt different. It's like I automatically was indifferent to the situation. Like I didn't feel anything. I don't know.
It's like you're outside of the situation almost.
Yeah. And it's funny because during the relationship, I was very reactive and I'd always fight for the relationship. So it's like I gave more. It's like, I don't know, it's like your heart. I was thinking about this before. It's like your heart breaks during the relationship. And then when it happens, I didn't feel a heartbreak, if that makes sense. It's like because you're so disappointed at little times during it, because the same thing happens, you're like, you build a resentment and then you just get stronger and then you don't feel anything.
Yeah.
And I need something huge for me to be like, I'm done, because I would have just fought because that's just how I am. Like, we can work through this or whatever. But this, I'm like, no. So I felt nothing and I walked in and I remember him saying, you seem different.
No shit, brother. All my shit's just being moved out. Like, are you
Well, he doesn't know.
I was like, wait,
he doesn't know. At work.
Oh.
I've done all this while he's at work.
But he knows that you've not been staying there though.
Yeah, but he doesn't know I know. He doesn't know I've gone.
You seem different.
He thought we were just having we'll have a break.
You got a new thing coming.
So he's like, you seem different. Like the way I was holding myself was just different. And we were walking for ages and having this small talk. And then we go and I'm like, oh, let's go sit on the beach. This is nice. Nice little chat.
It's full small talk. Everything kind of sweet.
And I said, I've been thinking you've been saying we should have open, vulnerable conversations. I said, you're right. We should have that. I said, we should have done this a long time ago. And he's like,
5 months to be exact.
He goes, yeah, babe, see, I told you. We need to be open. And I said, yeah, you're right. You're right. Take a sip.
I love this switch up of what is it, roles in the dynamic. Well, it's not really roles, you always stood in your own shoes, but just this switch up of all right, I know what I need to know to have no more respect for you. But in saying that, exactly what this guy has done to you, and you're still going I don't know, just giving him the time. I know that it's somewhat calculated, and by all means let it be, but you're still holding it together, which is huge.
Yep. And that was my biggest thing going into that. I'm like, hold it together, because he is used to me in the past, and we can talk a bit more about this, but I knew this is the end, and I'm like, I didn't want me to react in a way where he can say, oh, you're reacting crazy. And then that be the reason.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
Oh, she just went
she's reacting, whoa.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
She went crazy on me, and that's why we broke up.
Yeah. Even though he still has his own narrative. But I was like, no, we're going to hold it together. And I genuinely I didn't feel like I was going to lose it. Yeah, I just felt like I was going to be fine. And so I sat down and I said, so I spoke to Jess today. I said she confirmed everything from Saturday night. I said, is there anything else you think I should know?
What was his body language and his facial expressions or whatever when you said Jess told me everything? Because this is the first time he's heard you say her name.
He looked down and we were sitting down on the beach. So he's like rubbing his legs a little bit.
Fiddling with nothing.
Fiddling, yeah. And I said, is there anything else you want to say? No. I go, are you sure?
We just said it all in that one comment.
Yeah. He goes, nah. There's nothing else. I go, okay. And then I just hit him with the facts of like, boom, boom, boom. Didn't do this. And his face just went fucking white. And still, like nothing. He's just like, well, you know everything. So what's the point of us having this chat? This is clearly over for you. Like, and I'm like, what? You don't even have
accountability.
Take some own. I would have had, which is so fucked to say. I wouldn't have had it respect, but I would have had more respect.
Yeah.
He owns it and said, I'm so fucking sorry.
Yeah.
I fucked up massively. I know we're done and I'm so sorry. And that's it.
Yeah.
Like he still couldn't do that.
No.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and then I remember just saying to him, like, I'm walking around thinking we're in love. Just come back from Europe. Like, I'm thinking, we're
entertaining his idea about getting engaged soon.
And he goes, we are in love. I said to him,
brother, you don't know what is going on.
But I said, I don't know what you think, but this is not how you treat someone you love. Like,
great statement.
Like, this is not love.
No.
And that just proves he's never had it. He doesn't know what real love is. Like, you don't treat someone like that. But again, he's done this in his past. And the girls go back. This is normal. This is okay.
Oh, yeah. See, he's been enabled.
Like, girls go back. They think it's fine. And you give someone an inch, it's just going to keep happening. It's like anything. It's like teaching a fucking kid. You say don't do it, then you give it. They're going to keep doing it. Like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So I completely understand his like mindset, and maybe for him that might be love. Like, he might think he was still in love and he can compartmentalize, she's for that, I still have my missus who's for this. And maybe he saw me as that. I don't know. But for me, I'm like, that's not love.
No. And
so that was that. He still didn't have any remorse, and I just said, fuck. We walked up the beach. He said, I'm guessing as soon as we walk up this beach, we're never going to speak again. I said, yeah, we're never going to speak again. It's done.
Yeah. And was there any apologies in that whole chat?
No, not in that chat. None. Not one. Yeah. And so we walked up the beach. I jumped in my car. He jumped in his and drove off. And then I get this fucking
stupid message.
Yeah.
Wait, is this the message where he's like, we weren't doing great anyway?
No. Well, before that, it was 50-cent tickets. Which I'm like, I have to say, because it's so funny. Like, me and the girls still laugh about it to this day. Like, we think it's hilarious. So I had bought us 50-cent tickets. That was like a few months later, and it was for his birthday. Yeah. Or something, and I had bought them, but I hadn't obviously had the tickets, and I hadn't given them to him. I had them, and he goes, sends me a message. Where are the keys? Send me the 50-cent ticket. I go, fuck your tickets. Are you joking?
On the back end of where are the keys? And the 50-cent
tickets. Like, what?
You are dreaming.
In what world? Is that
That is hilarious.
But this just explains this. And we're laughing because it's so fucking ridiculous that this is your initial thought. Because he had and exactly what you said, because he had no control in that situation, he's trying to get some sort of control because that kills him. It kills him that you've just been caught red-handed. You have no control. Yeah. You're trying to grapple now. Let me try and control where the keys are. Let me try and control where the tickets are. Yeah. Give me something back.
Let me have the angry upper
foot. No, you have nothing. And I said, dude, the last thing I said, and this is literally the last thing I've ever said to him, which is crazy that I've never spoken to him again, ever. And I said, the fact you're messaging me right now, how you are, speaks fucking volumes on you as a person. That was it.
Good.
And the next day, he tried calling. I didn't answer. The next day, I went up. I made sure, because I fucking blacked out when I moved everything out. So I went back up by myself while he was at work. And I made sure I had everything out. And I checked everything and took the last of my stuff. And I wrote his daughter a note.
Oh.
Yeah, that part gets me a little bit. But I wrote her a note and I left the key on the bench and I put her note on her bed. Because I'm like, I'm not going to see her again.
But you don't want her to think that I've
just left
her.
Yeah.
And there's like so much innocence in the dynamic between you and her as well that.
Yeah. And we like loved each other. Like we were like, she was like my little twin. Like I adored her. And we were together for 3 years. So I wrote her a note and left the key on the bench. And that was it. And then he sent me like a big apology, well, what was meant to be like this apology message. And again, reading it, like he took some accountability, but then it would like reverse itself, because he'd be like, but we weren't making the changes to make it work, and blah blah blah. I don't know.
But it had been happening for 5 months. And
yeah.
You had just gotten back from Europe.
Yeah.
You had the best time. He's talking about being engaged.
Yeah.
Like, if there were issues, as a woman who's in touch with her intuition and actively trying to be the best person that you can be in this relationship.
Yeah.
And always wanting more, like, you would know if there was something up.
Yeah.
You would offer him the opportunity to talk about any issues.
Yeah.
And now he's just flipping it like, oh yeah, but there was issues.
But we weren't happy. We weren't making the changes. It's like,
you were always fucking out, bro.
But I'm like, what? Those changes that we weren't making, I'm not pointing fingers or anything. And I take accountability there. I had my part in some arguments throughout the fucking 3 years where we have arguments.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to happen. And I would always make...
Did you just see that?
I would always make it an effort. So, yeah. And I will happily say... Like,
yeah, take accountability.
I'm not perfect. No one's fucking perfect. Like, when you're navigating, you're trying to grow, you're trying to figure shit out. Like, obviously there was issues. No one's perfect. But I would always be like, okay, if this annoys you, if this hurts you, I don't want to do that. So how can I be better? Like, and I would actually actively do that. It's not like I'm saying it and then I'm doing, like, going back on what I'm saying. So and the fact that he would watch me, like, within that second year, as I said, like, I would react to situations that probably weren't in the best way, but what I'm saying was always right and true. And like,
maybe a delivery,
it was a delivery that was wrong. And then, like I said, he would take that delivery, and then the issue was about my delivery, not about the actual issue. And then I'm like, the ball's in his court, and it was just always a competition. It's like, it's not a competition. Like, and then I was seeing like a therapist, and I'm like, all right, like, the fact he's watching me do that, and like, he's not doing anything. And then I'm actively putting in effort to be better for myself and for my future and my children and this and that. Because I'm like, I don't want to be the person that, even though what I'm saying is right, I want to hold my own. I want to deliver it in a kind way.
Absolutely.
And I actively put in that effort. And that last year, I think that's why he didn't have that anymore. He didn't have that, I would react that way. So how do I get the upper hand?
How do I feel superior in this dynamic? He probably felt highly insecure. Well, one, you're fucking gorgeous.
Thanks.
Thanks.
No, but
that one, yeah, like there's all these external factors, plus you're openly being vulnerable about the improvements you want to make internally and for him and blah, blah, blah. So he's probably going, he might not be happy in his job. He's feeling shame and guilt about going out. He's obviously sitting back watching you do all these things to level up and he can't keep up. So he's like,
what the fuck?
I'm insecure and I need to do something to sabotage this because she might leave me because she will realize that
she's too good.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's textbook. Anyone, like I think back and I'm like, I met you when you had a fucking like a shitty car. Like I'm only going off this because you had a shitty car. I didn't care. Like I met you like this.
Yeah.
You then got more successful, which amazing. Like so happy for you.
Yeah.
Support you. That's great. You then buy a new car. Then you buy another car. And you get attention now. You're getting attention. And it makes so much sense. I would sit in his car that he fucking would rev up. And I would be so embarrassed and being like, this is not me. Like, this doesn't impress me. Like, I would rather be with you.
Or be in a car where you can have conversation and
I'd
hear
rather
each other.
Yeah, I'd rather be sitting on the street and have your time and just chat and laugh. I'd rather that's who I adored, like that person. It's like, I don't care that you think you're this or that. Like, but then girls like these girls love that. They love the look. They love jumping in that car. They love that attention. And it's like, no wonder why he was getting that attention that I clearly wasn't gassing him up enough in that way. Other girls are. It's like, then you're going out a lot. It's all under one umbrella. Like if you're addicted to going out, you're addicted to this. It's all the same shit. Like going out, girls, this, that. It's comes under one umbrella. It's bound to happen regardless of what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah. His vice had so many parts to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they would just all roll over.
And it had nothing to do with me. Like, and I can say that not once was I like, oh my God, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
Not once.
Yeah.
Because I know for a fact I could be, which I was, like we were sleeping together a great amount of time. We were doing all this stuff. There's nothing I could have done differently that would have changed the outcome. It just would have prolonged it. Like whether we had children, it would have happened. And that's even worse. You know?
It's scary to think about.
Yeah.
I think like what you said before, it's one thing to lie, but it's another thing to just not even own up to it when the facts are being presented to you. That's just like a whole nother stab in the back.
Yeah.
Like you're literally giving him an opportunity to walk away with some sort of dignity going, you know what? I'll face my fuck up and I'll just, lower the ego. Like I'll just bow down and be like, okay, yeah, I should have done better.
Yeah.
Or just, give someone that out of respect for you. There was no respect shown for you in any stage of it.
None.
Did he even get you anything when he went and got groceries?
You're still hung up on the groceries. Yeah, there was none of that. And like, yeah, I mean, in that message again, he would have thought that he was giving that. But I read that and then he sent the photo which he knew would get me. It was his daughter hung up my note with photos of us, like Polaroid.
Like a shrine.
So she had stuck Polaroid photos that I'd given her of me and her and just me and then me and her dad. And she stuck that on the note and she hung it up on her wall and he sent that to me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like that is so lovely that she did that, but also he knew exactly what he was doing by
yeah.
sending you that.
Yeah. And I didn't respond. And I never responded to anything. And yeah, and then that was it. But yeah, I never spoke to him again, even to this day. Never spoke to him, never had a conversation with him. And that's that. But it's
wild.
It's wild, yeah. It's pretty
So
wild.
I remember. I think I was probably, I had been single for maybe a month when you and I caught up, and this was fresh information.
Yeah.
I think we caught up the week after you had left. So it was all still unfolding.
No, I think it was when I hadn't ended it. I hadn't spoken to him. I'm pretty sure.
No, I saw you before you went to the beach.
Really?
Yeah, you were like, I'm staying at my mum's.
Oh.
You're like, I'm still talking to the girls. Like, all this is unraveled. Blah blah blah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then you called me, and you showed me the voice message.
Oh yeah.
The voice recording. And you were like,
yeah.
You won't believe how this shit
went down. Yeah. People would be like, are you okay? Like, are you all right? Because that's fucking traumatic. Like, hearing that's meant to be like, that's the worst thing someone can possibly do in a relationship.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, are you all right? I'm like, yeah. Like, I genuinely feel...
He made it easy for you.
He made it easy for me.
He was so extreme that there's no questioning what you should do. Like, it is like, I have been...
It's black and white.
Yeah. I've been so wrongly done. Is that how you say it? That there's just no questioning what the next moves are.
Yeah.
And I think that numbness comes from just not having a decision to make, because it's so clear.
Yeah. So clear. And I just felt so... Even when people go, do you miss him? Have you, thought about him? Or do you miss that because you guys did so much? And I go, even in the times that I have sat and reflected, or a memory pops up or something like that, I can watch it. At the start, I wasn't even looking, but I can watch it and I don't even I don't know. I just don't even attach myself to it anymore. And I'm like, I can appreciate that we had good times and that's great. But if I sit there and I think, do I miss him? Like, no, I don't know who you were. Like, how can I miss you when you're someone you're someone completely different. Like, I can't miss that. Like, that's not even something I can miss. So it was the easiest thing and the best thing that he could possibly do for me, and the best way for it to all come out. After the breakup, and my friends too, everyone stepped up. Like, my friends were all there. You were there. All my childhood friends, they were all there every single day. And I was with them constantly. My mum, it's I just got so into being so fit and healthy. I'm just going to exercise, go do this. I didn't want to party. I wasn't going to go down that rabbit hole. And of course I had a few
fun times.
Few nights, obviously, but I'm I don't want to be your typical out and about all the time,
because
being seen
and all that stuff.
Yeah. Because I knew that's the route he would go. So I'm I'm going to do the opposite.
Avoid.
And I was I've heard, in that time, I heard so much shit that I could have reacted to, and I never did. And
you were literally so strong. So strong. I don't think I would be strong enough to put in the boundaries like you did with yourself, to be I'm not going to react. I'm not going to message. I'm not going to do this. I would weasel my way around finding some sort of justification for things to probably just make sure that things are sweet. And I think I'm definitely leaning into your, the way that you hold yourself and the respect and values that you have for yourself, to to teach me to set better boundaries. Just wanted to give credit to you for being so strong and looking after yourself so well, because like
Thanks.
at the end of the day, like if you know, you always have a support system because you're a great person with great morals and values, but if you do ever have to hold your own, you look after yourself really well.
Thanks. But I think that's, I guess, why, you know, you want to share it is I know so many girls do go back to situations like that, and it's sad because it's like, and each to their own, like there's no judgment on how you would handle something like that. But like everyone should know you do deserve so much more. And there
is someone out there that won't do that.
Yeah, and there's someone out there, like, you don't need to be so down on yourself that you think you deserve someone who can just constantly treat you, and you give them one more chance, they're going to just keep doing it. Like it's just a habit and it's a cycle, and you need to break the cycle and you need to move on. And I think the key, if anyone is going through that, is put yourself so into you and like building you up, and like go to the gym, go for a walk. Trust me, it makes such a difference. Like when you feel like you're in control and you're holding yourself up to a standard where it's like no one can get through to that. No one can make that go down. And that's not thinking you're better or higher than anything. It's like, why shouldn't you have that standard for yourself? Like, why shouldn't you have that motivation to be your best possible self? Because you're only going to attract that same person.
I was going to say that. The higher standards you have for yourself and your output every day, and like what you invest your time and energy into, is going to attract people that inspire you. Yeah. And build you up and make 100%. You even better. Yeah. And also, it's not your responsibility to make someone else feel better or be better. No. Like, don't go back and think, oh, but no one else is going to support, blah, blah. Like, let that person hit rock bottom, because that's probably what they need.
100%. And if they never do, that's not your issue. Like, it's not your issue anymore. No. And it's like, oh my God, I was just on like a full roll just then. I thought that too. And I'm like, it's not my fucking job to have all these deep conversations and like talk about childhood and all this stuff. And we know, be so self-aware on why you are the way you are. And then you do still choose not to be any better. Like that's just, no, like that's your cycle. We all have shit that we deal with. We all come into relationships with stuff on why we are the way we are. But like my next relationship, I'm like, I don't want to baby you in how to show up. Like, of course we're going to work together on things, but like, I don't want to have to baby you on how I'm meant to be treated. Yeah. And like, you know, it's not my fucking like.
When I was looking at starting a new relationship, I was like, I don't want to start something with someone who I feel like I need to teach a lot to. Yeah. And you can't really measure that based on what they share. It's more just the reassurance of, are they self-aware? Are they reflecting? And like, it's very obvious.
Accountability is the biggest thing.
Or can they communicate?
Yeah. Like can they take accountability? Yeah. Like honestly, like, because we all fuck up. Is your ego that big? We all have ego. All of us. That's how we get through situations. We put on an ego, we put on a front. Everyone has it. But like in a relationship, you cannot have ego. And I would say, why is it a competition? You're trying to one up me in every situation. When I'm trying to be like, trust me, I could fucking one up, like I could play the same game, but like I could do.
But you get nowhere doing that.
And what's the benefit?
It's exhausting being the only person who is like, let's hold hands and face the issue together.
No, it was
when the other person's like fucking trying to play tennis.
Yeah.
It's like, your issue. No, like, it's mine.
Drop it. Drop your ego. Yeah. Drop it. Like it's you and me. Drop the ego. I don't give a fuck about who you think you are. It's like, stop. Like, fuck. And that's the biggest thing I notice now is like moving forward from that. Anyone I meet, if they can't like, and the people I have met, honestly, I can say that they've been very self-aware, and like I've been attracting really genuinely nice people who aren't ego driven like that, which is something I'm looking for. Like it's not about
how good someone thinks they are.
yeah,
And
like
confidence and ego are two different things. You can
yeah.
And I tell you what, when you do meet someone that doesn't have an ego, it's so obvious and it
Yeah.
is so refreshing. Like it is like, wait, I'm looking for all these issues that usually happen
Yeah.
and they just don't. And it's because there's no ego.
Yeah.
Or the ego
Or you
is
know
used.
when to use like you can navigate when it's needed.
Yeah.
Like but with your partner it's not fucking needed.
No.
Like drop it.
Your partner should know exactly who you are. Like what are you trying to convince them of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wild, and like I do always think back. I'm like it's just like it is just so crazy how quickly things can really change. And like you think one thing, like I thought I'm sleeping next to this person every single night. Like he's my best friend. Love him. And then the next day it's like nothing. Like you're nothing to me.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
It makes like there's like a passing thought of you really do put so much on the line when you love someone,
Yeah.
especially when you put that much power in their hands for them to just do whatever they want with it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. That's some heavy shit. And that's
wild.
all. That was the end of that sentence. I was just really feeling that.
It is crazy though. It's wild. And that's always been my biggest thing is like I have never genuinely felt that someone is like 100% like there for you in the way of like that tomorrow they could just switch up and it be so different. Like I've never felt completely secure. And when I say secure, it's not in myself. It's like in the dynamic. It's like
yeah.
I've never completely been able to rely on them
Yeah.
to be there for me and like not fuck up. You know, it's like it's always a disappointment.
But it's there's still things that are occurring every week, creating a pattern, and that pattern has a bigger effect on you looking at the relationship and not having that security and that that underlying feeling of safety or that you can rely on them. Like it's as little as someone not listening to you when you share how you feel about something or your preferences about you know, small changes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. But it's just obviously more of a thing, I guess, moving forward. But then you know what to look for, and I don't know. I guess that's the biggest thing is just like we've spoken about this. It's like being like you're reliable and you can rely on that person. And like if you're going to say something, do it or don't say it. Like just fucking stick to your word.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
So huge.
Yeah. And that's with anything like friendships, anything. If someone can't even stick to what they say, it's like that you can't trust that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was that.
If this man was listening right now, what would you say? Nothing. I got nothing.
I genuinely don't think there's anything that I would need to say that I haven't already said. Like I feel like I've said everything and there's nothing I think, I wish I could have said that or I wish he'd known that. Like I feel like I'm good. And there's nothing, like I was thinking I would never forgive him, like ever. but I don't think you need to forgive. Like, I don't think that whole thing, forgive and forget, like, I don't think that's true. Like, I don't think I need to forgive you for what you've done.
No.
For me to move on.
Yeah.
And be okay with that. And I don't think there's anything left unsaid.
Looking from the outside in and reflecting on how you felt in the relationship and how you feel now, obviously, I don't know, your perspectives have massively shifted. Do you feel like this has had an effect on your understanding and definition of what love is? Like, do you feel like how you would describe love when you were in it has now changed coming out of it?
Yeah.
Do you believe in it as much, or like?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it's changed my feeling or thinking that I love, or it hasn't made me scorned from coming out of that. But I definitely look back and I'm like, was I genuinely in love? I don't think I've actually ever been in love. Like, genuinely. I think what I have been, I definitely loved them like so much. But for me, it becomes like more of a, because like I said, like when you get let down a lot, it's like you then become in a habit of like just trying to keep the relationship going. Because for me, it's like if I don't, it like is a failure for me. Like if I don't work and it doesn't work, it's like, oh my God, I failed. Like I failed my part in that. So then you become more addicted to like letting that
Treading water.
Yeah. Like, and then I look back and I'm like, was I like, even if I took a moment, I still had that feeling of uneasiness. So it's like, why was I trying so hard for it to work? Was it because I was in love? No, I don't think it was. I think it was because I just was romanticized, like the whole thing of what it could be, but it wasn't that.
But
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's until you experience something that's greater or more powerful, or kinder, or or different. That is what makes up your understanding
of love.
Yeah. And what is acceptable, what you should prepare yourself for, what you should be used to, like and that's the reason why people go into new relationships and they get triggered, or they have to like rewire their their reactions to certain things. Yeah. Because you set yourself up in this experience and you build all these tools and stuff in that one experience. And then obviously,
this is like a therapy. I'm like, this is like a therapy session. But I love it. Yeah, it's so therapeutic to even talk about it. Yeah. Because
you don't need to forgive. You don't need to forgive to forget. You need to talk about it.
Just talk about it with your friends. But no, it's so true. You do need to rewire. But even the interactions I've had, whether they're brief, whatever they are, since I've been single, I'm like, that is what, I haven't been in love or anything like that. But like, that is what I've gotten, some things and qualities that I've seen. And it's like, that is what a partner is. And that's how I want to be as a partner. Like, I know that because I've remained single this whole time and done the work and stuff, the next person, like, I would just want to be the best possible partner I could possibly be to them. Yeah. And I think that's when I'll really let my guard down, because I'm not always uneasy or treading water or waiting for the next thing. It's like, I'm going to be just let my wall down. And I genuinely know that I'm not going to walk into that. Like, I think I'm going to let my wall down, and like, whatever happens. Like, I can't control.
You've already faced the fucking
that's what I mean.
Shittiest thing.
And I can't control, like, if someone is going to do it, they're going to do it at work.
Whether they're at man work.
Whether they're at work, whether they're fucking anywhere. Like, if they're going to do the dirty, they're going to find a way. Like, let it go. Like, if the next guy does it, cool. He's done it again. Like, and the next one, whatever. Like, it's not like I'm going into that thinking, oh my God, like, whatever. Like, I just, but I'm excited because I think it'll be very different when I genuinely let my wall down for good and it's like, I can just fall in love with someone.
I think also, like, someone will pave the way for you to let those walls down. Like, it won't ever have to be an active decision for you. Like, you don't have to be like, fuck, I really, you know, I'm trying to get my walls down. Like, someone will so effortlessly put you in your feminine energy where you just naturally are. And you're like, one day you'll just be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, and you'll start learning this whole different part of who you are, and you start getting more creative and you're lighthearted.
And you don't have to always be like fucking the strong one. Like, always be the strong one.
Yeah, or the, I'll come up with the strategies on how we can best get through this. Like, no, you will have someone who goes, come here, let me hold your hand. Let's face this issue together and let's deal with it together as a team, as a unity, and you'll be able to rely on them. Like,
so nice.
Yeah, and it is a thing, but I think when you walk out of a relationship where there is some sort of traumatic instances and you know have to put these walls up to protect yourself.
Yeah,
it is hard to just let them all down and walk into something. Like, yes, you're, you know, your skin's a bit thicker now that you've gone through this, and and you will be more, you will deal with another traumatic situation better. But like, in saying that, you still will have these walls, and I don't think you'll even realize you have them until you're faced with a gentle, kind person who's like
genuine, like, and they're consistent.
Yeah,
like, until that, and I think there will be someone who will be consistent, and then that'll be like, all right, like, they are staying around, like, they're not just there for show, or they're not putting on a front, like, and it's all just going to come undone, you know?
Thanks for sharing. Like, obviously we in the thick of it, you know. I heard that gulp. That was loud and clear. That was her last sip.
Last sip went down like a treat. No, I think it's important to share, and I like I said, like, I'm an open book, and you know, I hope whoever like is listening and has been through something similar, you feel confident enough to even reach out to us, and we would love, I know it's not something.
Yeah, it's not like, oh my God, so excited to talk to you about this. Like, it's obviously a very unfortunate and devastating scenario to be a part of.
But I also think there is something so powerful in going through it. And I love, as bad as it is, it's like, I love seeing girls go through a breakup, because it's like, it's everything genuinely like happens for a reason. I know it's fucked, but like, there's a reason why it didn't work out. And I get excited because it's like, fuck, that's so exciting. You find your own way, and then you build and you get so confident. And I think that's something we should focus more on than like, I'm never going to meet someone. Oh my God, like, when's the next one coming? Like, fuck it. They're going to come. Like, it's fine. Like, you're going to be fine. Just focus on you, and then the rest comes. So we're like open to, obviously, if you have any questions, like, we're open to hearing, and if you have stories to share, then we would love to
break them down.
Yeah.
Perhaps you can send in anonymous messages if you want as well.
Yeah.
But I think moral of the story, trust your intuition.
Yeah.
Because that thing lights up for a reason.
Yeah. And genuinely, you don't even have to go looking for it. It'll like just fucking drop straight in your lap.
And also, if you're in a healthy, supportive relationship with someone who is genuinely in it for all the reasons that you are, you should be able to talk to them about anything.
Yeah.
Like, you should be able to go into a conversation and say, hey, look, this might come as a shock. Yeah. I don't want you to think that I'm assuming anything, but I really could use your help in reassuring me like, or to give me a bit of peace.
Yeah.
And they should just be like, oh my God, like, I'm going to come sit with you. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Today. Like,
it shouldn't be like a big issue or your hard work and you're this and you're that.
Choosing to do this now. Why would you do that? We were having such a good day and now you've gone and done this.
Or make you feel like you're hard to deal with it or hard work. It's like, that's how it should feel. And yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening. I'm glad I felt comfortable enough to share that. Love you.
Catch ya.
Bye.